But for one reason, MJ and Sean Kennedy found a spot in the corner of the garden of homeschool and started a faddy, as I was told. So we sat there after break, smoking hubbly, missed two interesting lessons with a young teacher of ours. There was quite a bit of macking going on with MJ, and yeah, a few oaks. But one of the biggest stories that hands out to me is there were about 4 of us sitting in the new house. Now there were 3 houses in one road, and Lisa Haynes had just bought this new house to upgrade. So the grade 11s and matrics got the privilege of being there. As a matric privilege, we had a jacuzzi. Now the jacuzzi had good things and bad things. One of the worst moments for me is MJ introduced me to a thing called a green leaf. And for some reason he convinced me that I could fly. And I jumped off a wall, probably a bit higher than this wall, this roof, into the jacuzzi, which wasn't really deep. So I cut my leg open and everything, and they thought it was really great holding me underwater with hubbly smoke in my mouth. And I must let out bubbles because it lets out smoke as it hits the surface. But moving on to that, there were a few days after that where actually the heat turned up, and there were a few of us that had to walk up to the main campus, or main house. And as the 4 of us were walking up, it was myself, MJ, Tim, and another guy called Roberto. And as we were walking past, we heard some ladies screaming. Okay, I'm sorry, but I have to say this, but we're walking past and it's in the house opposite our entrance, and all of a sudden we realize it's not coming from our area. So we walk up as mischievous boys, running up, and we say, come, we're going to run back to the girls, run back to the girls. As soon as we come past towards the entrance of our place, we hear there's these 4 Taiwanese girls. Well, Thai girls, sorry. Thai girls screaming, come over here, come over here. So, as we thought we were the brave ones, we went over. And we entered a we didn't enter the property, but it was dodgy as hell. Just forest and just a nice little pathway up. With guys on the patio, I kid you not, with guns. Okay, I kid you not, with guns. So we finally thought this was a bit weird. So we went back and we acted very innocent. We went in the jacuzzi area, sat on the wall so we could see over the wall and peep over. And eventually Roberto and Tim, one of our friends, got very tempted to go back. So they went back, and that evening we realized it was a brothel. Now at homeschool, Lisa thought we were really great kids, which we were, and we were allowed to stay at the one house all alone. And Mr. Inyoni was the only teacher on campus, and he was at the bottom of the house. So we had the common room, which had the table tennis and the pool table and everything. We moved that over and we made all our beds. But Roberto and Tim made a plan. After 12 was lockout for these girls, and they were going to come and visit. Now all the girls came over and visited. MJ, myself, and Rogan actually locked ourselves downstairs. True story. True story. And as soon as we came up, as we had pizza and Oros came up, and we saw these girls in tight leather pants. And we were invited into a room which was actually meant to be our matric room. Which I won't mention any names, but MJ and myself were definitely innocent. And that is a promise. But yeah, for some reason MJ found it quite amusing while some other boys were having some activities to go through a secret door and kick open the door and film these guys having a bit of fun. Now the weird thing was, it wasn't just, the normal thing that you would expect. MJ kind of walks up to these two on our table that we work at every single day. Walk up and ask them to please pose so he can take a photo of these guys. But yeah, MJ has been a lacquer mate. Really, when I first met him, I thought he was really a dude.